Hello YouTube, I am Armoury Reviews 1, or Tom, and today we are here for the penultimate, sort of, the penultimate top 5. We're here for number 2, and this one, although the last 3 that I've spoke about are very good, these last 2 are ones that you need. Unless you have no interest in any of these characters, which is very difficult because there are a lot, you need this in your collection. You probably already do, because it is Civil War. This is, as the title suggests, one of my favourite graphic novels I've ever read. There are a few main reasons. The very main one is that it's a real problem. You know, if superheroes were real, what happens in this book would happen. Okay, I'll give you a brief overview of what happens. At the very start, there's this group of young, sort of reality TV show superheroes called the New Warriors, who are making a TV show out of fighting small supervillains. At one point, they go after a guy called Nitro, who can explode and reform himself. He does this to get away from them, and that happens. And this breaks out. Now, if you didn't guess already, this is Marvel. It has basically every main Marvel character. And you find the main ones starting out clearing up the mess that the New Warriors made. Okay? And there's a mass funeral for everyone who died there. One very sort of big moment that sort of sparks it all off from here is one woman who slaps Stark. No, spits at him, sorry. Now, from here on out, the people are demanding that superheroes are no longer above the law. They are, they have to be demasked, they have to be government agents. And this is where she turns up. Maria Hill. Captain America disagrees and has quite a cool fight scene. Because actually, Tony Stark agrees because he wants the people to have trust in the superheroes. You can understand that. Captain America disagrees because he thinks if they're government agents, then the government can tell the superheroes who the villains are. And that gives the government too much power. It gives them a super army, basically. And then if every country did this, you'd have super armies, and then one country could tell another that if one country declared war with another, every country would be considered right inside themselves, and you'd have a war between superheroes. So you can see the problem. And this problem creates the reason why this, along with the book that I'll be talking about tomorrow, amazing. You have to pick a side. You don't have to. You can stay neutral. You can not decide. You can say that neither are right. But you have to. Also, no one wins is the point. You can. Well, no one really wins. At the end of it, you have to decide whether you would pick one or the other. And me personally, I'm with Cap in this. At first, I was with Iron Man and Mr. Fantastic, because having trusted them would be good, but yeah, I don't want the government controlling them, so I go with Cap in this. So yeah, the decision making is a really big part. You have to decide. You have to think for yourself about it. And thought-provoking things aren't. There are a lot of them, but not as many as I think there should be. You also get rivalry. Like, if you've seen the Avengers, you know that like Cap and Iron Man don't get on too well, but they can work together. In this, they are literally trying to kill each other, and they nearly succeed. So yeah, the rivalry is quite an interesting point. You also get Punisher in this. He's quite a big character actually. He does a lot for it. He's really cool. There's this Cap and Punisher fighting. And because of this rivalry, you see a lot about the characters. You see more of their ideology, which is something you don't normally see. They don't normally go into this. And now, if you can't get this, which you should because of that price tag, it's very small. It's $10.99, and you can probably get it cheaper now. Also, I really like these simplistic covers. They're all like this because I have this. I haven't read this yet. I need to get around to it. This is sort of like a Spotlight Iron Man. It's things about Iron Man you don't see in the main Civil War. I think there's a collection of this for all of them, because it's basically a trade of all of the single issue Iron Man that came out. And I haven't sorted an example here. Here's a single issue of Cable and Deadpool from Civil War. I have read this, it's very funny. They all came out like this for a while. It was a big, wide event. He only came out with 2 issues for Civil War. These aren't too hard to pick up. I picked this up from school for like £2. So yeah, they all come out like this, and you can get trades of most of these. Like Captain America had his own trades of, well, not trades, single issues of his own where he didn't appear, or that didn't appear in the main Civil War line. Stuff in the middle of it all, and you can get trades of these. Now, if you can't get that, or even if you do, I haven't yet finished it, and it's really bad. Well, I've completed most of it. There is this, if I can find it. There it is. This is a surprisingly good representation of it, and it is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. This goes to Secret War and Civil War, and you have to pick a side in this, as you can see at the top there. And it's really cool. Admittedly, I still prefer Ultimate Alliance 1, but it's really fun. I'll do a proper review of this at some point once I've completed it. Yeah, this is Civil War as well, so if you want to get everything Civil War, you need to get this as well as all of these. And now something that not a single person that I've shown has ever seen this before. But they are so amazed when they see this, and again, I'll do a proper review of this on its own at some point because it deserves it. But an issue of the Daily Bugle talking about the Civil War. There it is, J. Jonah Jameson, and it does open up. It's a proper newspaper, like an American newspaper where it folds up again to have another front cover. American newspapers do this. It's also a bit smaller. It has the weather and the date and stuff at the top. Because yeah, if you don't know, Peter Parker reveals his identity in this to prove that he is for Iron Man's cause, although he does switch over to be Captain America's cause. J. Jonah Jameson fires him. And like a proper newspaper, the middle isn't stapled together, it's all loose, so you have to get it together quite well. There's the crater left. And it's like this the whole way through, and there are just things that... This is really interesting to read. It talks about the Sentinels when they are... It's really hard to show this up, I'm sorry. The Sentinels... Oh yeah, this is a very good one. they get the villains to hunt other heroes and villains. They force, like, Venom to start hunting down, like, Captain America and stuff. Cable has a speech. You get your Sentinels, editors, and there obviously is She-Hulk being her sort of lawyer self, while still green. You know, why not? Here is they're looking for Frank Castle. You know, I've never seen an event done as well as Civil War has. And this is where my split between whether I'm a Marvel or a DC, because I do have a definitive answer. I'm a DC. I didn't used to be. But Marvel tend to do their events better, or at least mainly Civil War was that good. And actually there's an example it has on the back, all the single issues that you could have gotten. You can look these up. So, so much about Civil War has come out, which makes it all the more sort of deep. There's just so much to go through, and it's interesting and thought-provoking is the main thing. I will also say, if I can find it, there is something that's quite relevant for now, and that is, shouldn't be too far. I also, this is where Peter Parker gets the Iron Spider suit, which is pretty cool. There are a lot of these sorts of shots, though. There are too many of these sorts of shots. Yay! She-Hulk's mum. Wow. But not enough of these sorts of shots, because, you know, Spider-Man's awesome. They make a big deal out of the fact that, like, Patriot isn't Captain America. That, like, you know, that they tell him that, you know, you're a wannabe, that you're not good enough, so they capture him really quickly. They have a special prison. This is where Peter Parker reveals himself. There it is. I can't seem to find it. I saw this earlier. It could be earlier than this. Come on. There it is. There has been a lot of protesting recently. So yeah, a lot of this. So you can see it's something that would happen if this were the world we lived in. This also adds to something that I've just ordered, which is the Movement and the Green Team from DC. Talk about that later, but that's the same sort of idea. So yeah, that is Civil War. You need this. I can't stress that enough. This is the reason why I still like Marvel somewhat. The movies and Civil War. I'm still going through the Civil War line. It's going to take me ages, but there's nothing else really holds me to it. And if that isn't enough to sort of convince you that it's the only thing holding me onto the Marvel comic universe, nothing will. So Armoury Reviews 1, Tom. Buy Civil War. It's amazing. I'll see you tomorrow for number 1.